Guys, Hunter back again, aka Voodoo. I got asked a couple times on Instagram what I use to paint my bumper with, and I decided to go ahead and make a video out of it because I needed to update it anyways. I've had the truck for about 2 years now, a little bit less, and whenever I bought the truck, this top piece was black or a little faded black, and the bottom piece was gray. And you'll notice on a lot of second gens it is like that, and I think it looks horrible in my opinion. So when I bought the truck, I taped everything off. I'll see if I can find some pictures for you guys and throw them up. I taped everything off and hit it with this stuff from Duplicolor called trim paint. I've used it on a couple different vehicles, and it's always done really well. On this truck, for some odd reason, it didn't hold very well on the bottom portion of the bumper, and I do drive the truck a lot on the highway, so I'm guessing it's probably from rock chips and stuff like that. And I went to O'Reilly's, Advanced Auto Parts, and a couple other places to find the same stuff from Duplicolor, and it used to be in a green can. And literally it was in a green can with a black cap, and all it said on the front of it was trim paint. And I went to a couple different places because I wanted the same stuff, and I couldn't find it. And at all the places that had this stuff, so I'm guessing Duplicolor updated their line, I guess, and now it's trim and bumper paint. So I'm going to try this out and see how it works. Hopefully it'll do pretty good. I mean, it can't be any worse than what I have now. I'm just going to try to fix up a couple of these gray spots. And I have a big truck meet coming up in Still, Alabama that I'm going to be going to, so I figured this would be a great time to go ahead and tape everything back off and repaint it. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and talk about that as well. I get on Instagram, there's so many times that I've seen people will literally hand spray paint their truck and not tape anything off. Guys, if you're going to paint your truck, if you're trying to do something to make your truck look better, go the extra mile and go ahead and tape everything off so you don't have overspray all over everything. I mean, I've taped off my cubes. I even put blankets over my wheels so I can protect my precious, XDs. Nothing too special about it. At least I don't want, overspray all over it. I've seen people, paint their undercarriage and just have overspray all over the place. So if you are going to do something to make your truck look better, don't ruin it in the process of trying to make it look better, if that makes any sense. I used to know a painter, and he says that you should always spend more time taping off your vehicle than actually painting your vehicle. And I do believe that, it does make a big difference. You don't, if I would have not taped any of this off, I would have had overspray all over my headlights, all over the chrome piece on the front of my bumper, all over my fog lights. I mean, it would have looked horrible. But I mean, you'll get on Instagram, and I would say at least 6 times out of 10, if you see somebody actually painting their own vehicle, there's overspray somewhere on it because they will not take the time to tape it off. So if you're going to do something, go ahead and take the extra time to tape it all off. I think taping just this small portion off the front bumper and both the headlights took me maybe an hour, and it'll definitely be worth it in the end, because then whenever I get done, I can just rip all the tape off and all the paper off, and it'll be ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and throw some paint on here, and I'll get back to you guys. Alright guys, just put the first coat on. As you can tell, you'll still see a little bit of gray. I'm not a professional painter by any means, so don't get me wrong, so you don't have to take my advice at all, to be quite frankly with you. I'm not Sherman-Williams at all. Like I said, I have done this a couple of times on my other previous vehicles. So the method I always use, I always wash the truck completely off. Obviously, you don't want to have bugs and dirt all over your bumper. So I went ahead and washed the truck previously, dried it all off. Then I always hit it with rubbing alcohol right before I go ahead and start painting, just to get like the fine, filaments or dirt particles and stuff out of the bumper that you missed maybe washing it. So I always hit it with a little bit of rubbing alcohol, and usually I'll try to prep it a little bit, like on paint you might want to sand a little bit and just do a little bit more extra. This is already trim painted, so I just went ahead and I'm just going to go ahead and re-trim paint it. And I'm actually about to go to a truck meet in about an hour or so I didn't really have time to go ahead and sand everything back down or try to strip the trim paint that's already on there. It's just plastic. I mean, you can do it if you want to. I personally never have. I just always rinse it off really well and try to get what few I can, or a little bit I can, off of it. So I went ahead and hit it with the first coat. As you can, like I said, you can still see a little bit of gray. I always hit it really fast with just kind of like a fine mist at first, just to see how the paint will turn out and how far you need to stand back. And then I always wait a little bit, let it dry, and then hit it with a second coat. You don't want to go on there full blast and hit it over and over and over with the whole can, and then start getting orange peel and it start running down the bumper, and you'll see just drops of paint coming off the bumper, and that's why I did go ahead and put down the rugs as well, just in case drops of paint did happen to come off, so I don't want to get on the pavers. But we're gonna let this dry for about 2 or 3 minutes, and then I'll hit it with a second coat. Alright guys, that was the second coat. It's looking a little bit better. You don't see the gray as hard or as easily. You still can see it. That's why I'm going to hit it with a couple more times. But it's getting, you know, better and better as we go. So that's the second coat. And then we'll go ahead and go on to the third. That was the third or fourth coat. I already forgot. That's pretty bad. But as you can see, the grays, you know, you can still kind of see it. I don't know if the camera will pick it up. But we're just gonna probably hit it one more time, and that'll be probably good enough. But it's coming along really good. Oh, another thing too, I put my grill up obviously, so I didn't have to worry about taping that off. I got a little bit of overspray inside of here. I can hit that with a, you know, alcohol, and that'll come right off, so I'm not too worried about it. Like I said, I mainly just didn't want to get it on like my cubes and my headlights and stuff. That's just behind the grill, which I'll clean that off, you know, anyways. But it's a lot less overspray than having that on the chrome, or, you know, all that on top of the headlight. So taping off definitely does make a big difference. But we're probably gonna hit it one more time, and that'll be probably good enough. And like I said, guys, I'm not a professional at this whatsoever, so you don't have to take my, you know, advice. I'm just showing you guys what I usually do and what my results are. So if you guys did decide to go ahead and, you know, trim paint your bumper, that's what it will look like. I just got finished putting the last coat on. I think altogether it was either 5 or 6. As you can tell, it looks almost like a brand new bumper. I wouldn't have this problem in the first place if somebody would give me a sport bumper or let me buy it off theirs anyways. But I guess I got to deal with what I got handed. But I mean, if you guys have any questions on what I use or anything like that, you know, just hit me over Instagram. It's a lot easier to get me or get my attention over Instagram than it is on YouTube. So just DM me over it. My name's What the Duck. And as you can see, I went ahead and took the alcohol as well and got the overspray off the arms right here. It was, you know, it took like 3 seconds, so it's no biggie. And like I said, taking all of that off the chrome would have been the biggest part, and taking it off the cubes and the headlights and stuff like that. That's what you don't want to, you know, bother with. You don't have to worry about taping everything. I mean, it would have been easy to throw some, you know, piece of paper over that as well, but I didn't this time. I just went ahead and taped off the headlights and all the important stuff. But as you can see, this is what it turned out to be like. No orange peel, no runny marks. I don't know how well it comes out in the camera, but it looks really good now. And like I said, I've put it on my previous vehicles. I've never had a problem with it. I don't know why on this particular occasion I had a problem with it this time. I maybe didn't do enough layers or didn't clean it off as well as I should have. But there she is, guys. Thanks for watching as usual, and you guys have a nice day.